shit come to your ass, you can have your shit. Fuck shit, how's that?
He just jacked your trips?
He tried to. Tell me, how you been?
What up, YouTube? It's your boy Jermaine back with another video. Now, a couple years ago, I made these videos called San Francisco series videos, and there are videos where I would talk about San Francisco. I would stand in one area and film and then do a voiceover and just talk about different things. I thought I would bring back the San Francisco series videos, but I thought I would bring them back and sort of walk around places and show you guys different neighborhoods and have sort of episodes. Maybe have 8 episodes, and in this episode will be about the TL. We're gonna walk around, we're gonna explore the TL. I'm gonna show you different parts of the TL, and we're gonna see what it's like here in the TL in San Francisco. So anyway, this is what we got going on in this video. Yo, let's get this video started. Okay, so first starting off, we got a Orpheum over here. This is like 6 in Market area. And here you come all the way up, and the TL goes about is Turk Street, 80th Street, and then there's Golden Gate. No, that's not Golden Gate. That's Ellis, and then after Ellis, it's O'Farrell, and then there's Gary. Gary is somewhat not the TL, but we're gonna sort of explore around the TL. They just recently hooked up this area a couple years ago, but once again, no one has rented it. It's vacant. Every now and then it's like art studios and stuff like that. So I think I'd rather walk this way and then go up and then walk down versus to walk up and go down. So this right here is the TL. This is it right here. This is where it's happening. This is where it's going down. Lots of artwork on the walls. You know, this neighborhood can get a bad rap, but it's just like any other neighborhood. There's good people and there's bad people, but this neighborhood is definitely it's in a challenging situation, but I still love this neighborhood. I love the TL. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city. I think I would want to live here more than anywhere else in the city because it's so centrally located. Looks like a daytime bar. Closing at 10 p.m. Christmas Eve, opening noon Christmas Day. Huh. I'm not trying to go inside, so let's keep strolling. Here we go. Best auto repair. Monthly parking available, $250. That's actually not bad for a monthly parking spot. I don't know if it's like a parking spot where you pull in and you can pull out, or if they valet your car or something like that. If they valet your car, maybe it's not so good after all. All right, let's just keep strolling. All sorts of things you can find up in the TL, yo. What is this? It looks like a furniture store. Okay, so walking all over the TL neighborhood, you're gonna see a lot of homelessness, like everywhere. Like it's a pretty big thing. Brought to you by the Tenderloin. Yep, just walking around the TL. This looks like a place where someone was staying. It's just amazing the things you see in this neighborhood. A lot of people avoid this neighborhood. I totally understand why. Totally understand why this neighborhood would be one of those neighborhoods you'd want to avoid. But it's just the TL. Let's go explore more. I like that artwork on the wall there. And you also see people doing this. In the TL, that guy was shooting up if you guys didn't know what was going on. This is a nice sized tent here, I tell you. Alright, here we have it, Golden Gate and Leavenworth. This is another hot spot. Things go down on this intersection. This intersection is kind of cooled off right now. Leavenworth is a very hot street, and also Turk is a hot street. Lots of people out just doing it. I mean, in this neighborhood, you can even do things like walk in the street. As you can see, I'm just walking in the street. Like, just people do it here. People just take a pee on the side of the building. I mean, it's kind of a wild, wild west. I mean, these people are doing some drugs over here. You know, I mean, this is it, yo. You know, especially, I don't know, it's crazy. Want to do laundry? This is the place. Last wash, 7 p.m. No smoking. Near a liquor store? Is this Eddie? Eddie is not as entertaining because you got this police station right here. So the police station makes it chills out Eddie. But we can keep going. Looks like some delivery people been around here. Some delivery bikes. So you might be curious, like, how much does it cost to live in a neighborhood like this? Well, for the most part, it just really depends on where you live. If you live in some of these buildings, it might be anywhere from $1,200 to $1,500 to $2,000 a month for maybe like a studio. I'm just throwing out a guess here. A lot of these buildings are like certain housing developments. Like, this is a housing development here. There's a lot of housing developments, so a lot of people don't pay as much when they live in this neighborhood because there's a lot of like government programs and a lot of programs to help people afford the rent. Some people, a lot of people live in single room occupancies, SORs, and SORs can range anywhere from $400 a month, $250 a month to let's say $1,700 a month. A lot of the SRRs in this neighborhood are in the price range of, I want to say $400 to about $600, $400 to about $800. And here, this is Eddie and Jones. We have the Tenderloin police station there. And this is one of few of these toilets in the city. They just started adding more of these. That's why people pee on the street all the time. Oh, we got some skaters bombing hills now. You gotta run the red light on your skateboard, yo. And your bike. Okay, let's keep cruising. Yeah, so I was talking about the single room occupancies. And the single occupancy rooms are, what it is basically a room in a building. Like, you basically get a room, and it could be anywhere from like I say, it can be anywhere from $400 a month to $1,700 a month. I was actually checking out a couple of single occupancy rooms that were around $1,200 a month, and they're pretty decent. Some of them are pretty decent. It really depends on the building and the area. This area, they're not as nice. You kind of have to get out of the TO to find the more nicer SORs. This is a nice size tent here. Yeah, so you kind of have to get out of the TO a little bit, but there are a lot of options. So this one here, the Drake Hotel, this is a TL hotel here that you can pay weekly and live at. It's a hotel that I wouldn't want to stay at. This here is another hotel. A lot of these hotels have sort of a theme behind them. Some of them may be like an maybe it's like an Asian organization that gives them money, so they you know, it may be lots of Asians living there, or it may be something that's more like black oriented, so it may be like more black people there, or maybe like certain churches, like maybe certain like Asian churches fund the Asian buildings, and then the certain black churches like fund the black buildings and stuff like that. But yes, where are we now? I like this artwork on this building here. There's it's pretty nice here, beautiful. There's looks like there's someone sleeping right here. It's just a very common thing, and it smells like urine big time on this street, by the way. It's like a new building they just built. As you can see, there's no one at the bottom. Like, the retail space is completely empty, and it's not because it's the TO. It's just a city thing. They've built so many new buildings, and there's just less people renting places. So right outside of this brand new building, that could be a Starbucks, or it could be a convenience store or something someday. You just have lots of people just out, you know, just sleeping. Yes, this is what we have in the TL. Looks like there's some police action going on, but that just doesn't really surprise me. There's police action going on in the TL. It doesn't surprise me at all. Look at that large open space. I'm surprised no one has built a building there, but why build a building there when you're in the middle of this crazy neighborhood? So what we'll do is we'll go up here to Mason, and we'll make a right. No, we'll make a left, and we'll go up. And I think we'll hit Ellis Street from there. I just love, like, I just walk in the middle of the street, and it's like totally cool. I mean, but you don't even see any cars driving around here. You know, here we're getting closer to Union Square. I was gonna cross the street, but let's just stay here. We're getting closer to Union Square. So as you can tell, just one block over, just one block, this is where everything changes. I mean, there's kegs of beer just sitting here. There's no one sleeping. There's no tents. There's just like, it's a completely different neighborhood now. Just one street over, like one street. Now when we get to this next street, which is Ellis, someone left their bag. When we get to this next street, Ellis, we'll see how different things are. But yes, when you go on up some of these streets, by this being Union Square, and with this nice fancy hotel here, that I've never heard anybody I've never heard anybody talk about this hotel. I've never picked up anyone from this hotel. I've never made any deliveries here. And there's also this hotel here, and then this Hilton hotel. With these hotels around, they sort of clean up the area because they don't want the tourists to just walk right outside and be in the middle of the mix, you know. However, the tourists don't have to walk. They don't have to walk very far to be in the mix at all, if you ask me. They can just walk out back of their hotel and be in the mix. The Enterprise rental car right there, and I was wondering where do they put the cars at, you know? And I see that the cars are here, just right next door in this garage, which doesn't exactly look like a garage from the outside. Wow, look at that messy place inside. There's just no shortage of tents in the city, I tell you. I don't want to say that too loud, I mean. Now, for the most part, I don't just walk around in the TL because it's just too much going on. Like, it's just a little too depressing, you know? I mean, you see some really messed up things over here. You see people crapping on the street. You see people walking in the street. You see people getting arrested. You see people getting beat up. You see people getting robbed. So I just try to avoid it. And when I do come here, I try to come through here. Not exactly really do too much here. I wonder what is going on over here.
Okay, gentlemen and ladies. Ladies and gentlemen, here, toothpaste. All kinds of stuff.
Ooh, toothpaste. Oh, yes.
Everybody just form a line. No grabbing. No grabbing. We'll throw your ass out of here.
Toothpaste, yes.
I didn't do that. That was going to do to me. That's why I got them first.
Hey, what that look like on you?
Right, they got a car full of stuff. Let's get out of here.
Excuse me, you don't have any more of those hygiene things?
Yeah, I mean, that's what they got going on over there. They giving away items. I'm back over here in the street. Okay, so I think I pretty much covered majority of the TL. There is the TL part of Polk Street, but I'm gonna save that part for a whole separate video because, I mean, when we talk about Polk Street, we can't really mix the TL with Polk together, you know, because a whole different things be going down on Polk Street versus this part of town. Like Polk Street, it's this whole. We'll save for another video. But anyway, let's just keep strolling and see what we find. I picked up from this Indian restaurant a couple of times on Uber Eats. I think I've heard a lot about this Vietnamese sandwich shop too, but I've never been there. I don't think they have too many vegan options. So right here we on Ellis Street. So when I'm walking in the TL and I see like larger groups of people like this, like I don't mind, like I'll walk through them. But the main reason why you see me walking around them right now is because I got a camera in my hand. And I don't have a full setup. I'm basically filming with just a GoPro. Just a GoPro like that. But like I don't want to just be walking in the middle of the mix, you know what I mean? It's so weird, man. You see all those folks, and then you see these Asian dudes just right here, like chilling. Like, what's really going on? Them Asian dudes don't look like they on no drugs, but some of them other folks look like they can be, you know, on the slipping side. You know what I'm saying? But not everybody in this neighborhood is on drugs. I want to clear that up. A lot of people in this neighborhood, it could be mental illness, It can be maybe depression, maybe you lost your job and then you just kept falling down a spiral cycle, and now you just out here on the street and you ain't on drugs, but you look messed up just because maybe you ain't getting enough sleep every night, you know? Maybe you out here walking like all night and you ain't getting enough sleep, you ain't eating right. So it can look, eventually you will start to look crazy. And then by being so many people in this neighborhood who are on drugs, people will just think, oh, you just on drugs, you know? But actually it ain't even the case. Like everybody's got a different story, you know? And watch out for that dog mess, because it's everywhere around here. That's why you see me walking in these weird patterns, because I be trying to avoid the shit. I don't want to say the SHIT word, but I'm just trying to avoid the dog crap. But anyway, we're getting close to Hyde Street. Hyde Street things start to sort of change once you get to Hyde and Larkin, and then after Larkin is Polk, but I'm gonna leave Polk out of this video just because we can save Polk for another video. We can do we can go all the way down Polk Street. Looks like someone got their car broken into. I think I'll make a video talking about that too, yo, because that's a huge thing in this city. Like, I hate car break-ins and tourists, and it's so messed up when I hear of like friends who come to the city and they get robbed, you know. So I think I'll make a video talking about that in the San Francisco video coming up soon, shouties. But anyway, let's see what we got up above here. Need a jump bike? Don't be jumping on that joint. So you might wonder, like, what can you find in the TL? I mean, look around, you can find anything. You just gotta ask the right people. And if you guys ever want to come to San Francisco and stay, here is a hostel. Don't remember the prices. The prices definitely fluctuate, but you can stay in a dorm with 6 other people from around $30 a night to about $70 a night. So yeah, remember that one. And you can find this hostel at Larkin and Ellis Street. Now, when we get over to Larkin, parts of Larkin has definitely been gentrified. But this is also more on the outskirts of the TL. As you can see, there's another brand new building up above here. And once again, all of the places down below are available for rent. And my guess is they're probably just asking too much. That's why no one's renting the places. And then it's very expensive to have a business in the city. You got to pay your employees, all sorts of like crazy expense. Let me slow down here. You have to pay your employees. You have to pay your employees more, and then you have to pay for benefits for all your employees. So to have a business here can be pretty tricky, you know. Now, if you do a family business, family business is a little bit easier to start, but when you want to have like an actual legit business, it can be a little tricky here, and it can be very costly. Okay, so now we are at O'Farrell in Larkin. Not too much action going on this street, because this is one of those streets that lead into downtown. So not as much action happens on the streets that lead into downtown versus on the streets that leave from downtown going to leaving away from downtown. No, one thing I don't see in the city often are billiards or pool. I just don't see it often anymore. I imagine that any place with a pool table, they've figured out that, hey, we can get rid of this pool table, we can get some more people in here and we can make more money. So I think that's why pool tables and billiards don't exactly exist in the city anymore. And check out this mural right here. Well, there's two. There's that one, but then there's this one. I think that one is sick. Look at that. That is beautiful. I'm digging it. Here we go. Hyde and O'Farrell. Hyde and O'Farrell. Let's go up. Okay, so I used to live on this corner here, Gary and Hyde here, or Hyde and Gary. That's how I would pronounce it. It sounded weird when I said Gary and Hyde, but because I'm used to saying it Hyde and Gary. But here is another cool place. Now Gary Street's a little bit different. Gary Street is a whole lot cleaned up versus some of the streets a little bit further south. I love that artwork over there. Yeah, Gary Street's a little bit different because Gary Street, basically more of Gary Street goes through Union Square. So Gary Street's a little bit different. It's definitely more cleaned up. And then there's the buses too. And there's the dedicated bus line. When we go farther south, you know, the other streets, there's not really any bus lanes down there except for O'Farrell. And I think the bus line gives it a different feel. It makes the street more open because, I don't know. Am I making any sense here? But it's like a different feel when you're on a street with a bus line versus a street with no bus line. Okay, so guys, for now, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. We've done a quick loop through the TL. Maybe in the future I'll do like a live stream through the TL. I think that could be pretty interesting because that way I can have you guys engage. The TL is a pretty interesting neighborhood, and if you guys like the whole San Francisco series videos, I want you guys to let me know in the comments below. Also give me a thumbs up if you like this video as well. If you are new to the channel, definitely subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on. So like, comment, subscribe, and peace out, yo.